I've got 48 hours in Doha and I'm doing it broke and bougie. Here's how. In the first 24 hours, I'll show you the top things to do on a budget, and in the next 24 hours, I'm balling out on some luxuries. And thanks to Surfshark sponsoring this video.
The challenge starts at midday, and I'll be going from cheap shawarmas to rooftop dining, from exploring museums and e-scooter rides to wakeboarding and desert quad biking. And the biggest change? From the cheapest hotel in town to the most iconic hotel in the country.
And remember, broke doesn't mean boring, and bougie doesn't always mean better. So let's get things started in Doha. I'm starting the day off at Souq Waqif. This is the largest and most popular souk in Doha. This has actually been around for over 100 years, and this is where Bedouins and locals would have traded livestock, spices, and other goods back in the day. In the early 2000s, the Qatari government did an extensive refurbishment, and they kept the traditional Qatari architecture, and here it is today. So, not only do we have all the markets on the outside, but there's a network of tunnels on the inside. So let's go exploring, see what we can find. And I need to get out of the sun because I'm cooking right now.
But first, where is Qatar? It's a small but wealthy country on the northeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula, bordered by Saudi Arabia. Known for its massive natural gas reserves, Qatar has one of the highest GDPs per capita in the world. The capital, Doha, is a modern city filled with skyscrapers and is home to about 80% of the population. Right, let's get back to the souk. Inside the souk, it's a maze of alleyways filled with everything you could possibly imagine. There's sections for common things like everyday clothing and traditional garments. You can find household goods, carpets, and furniture. There's plenty of merchants selling spices and shops making custom perfumes. Artwork for sale is displayed on the walls, and souvenirs and trinkets can be found on stalls. The souk is a must visit. You can spend hours wandering through the endless passageways, and it's a nice respite from the scorching sun. After walking around for a bit, I stumbled across the bird market. Birds are quite popular as pets in the region, and falconry is a huge part of Qatari heritage. Look at just how many birds are here. It's gotta be thousands. The noise was crazy. Alright, time for some chicken shawarma, I think. There's a wide variety of dining options with outdoor seating in the middle of the souk by the large gold thumb statue. If you're wondering what this is, I don't know either. I think it's just part of the public art collection in the country, like the big yellow teddy bear in the airport.
I got this chicken shawarma and this Diet Pepsi for 17 riyals. So that's about £3.50 or $4.50 US, roughly. So I'm going to tuck into this and we'll head straight to the next location.
Despite how cheap taxis are in Qatar, since it's the broke day, I've got to try the new Doha Metro system. A day pass costs only 6 riyals and lets you travel across the 3 metro lines, red, green and gold. The stations are ultra-modern and air-conditioned, and the trains are driverless and can reach speeds up to 100 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest metro systems in the world. Next stop, the National Museum.
The National Museum of Qatar was made to look like a desert rose, and it was made by the same architect who made the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, and that building is equally just as impressive. Inside, the museum is split into 3 sections. You've got the beginnings of Qatar, life in Qatar, and modern Qatar. Let's go explore.
The architecture of the museum is an attraction in itself. Even if you don't want to go inside the museum, you can walk around the grounds to check out the impressive structure. I know it looks cool on video, but it's really something else to see it in real life. It's like no other building I've ever seen.
When I'm looking at views like this, I just want to make a video call to show my family or my girlfriend. But the problem is, countries like Qatar block video calling, and that's where today's sponsor, Surfshark, comes in. Surfshark allows you to change your virtual location, so when you connect to their VPN in a choice of 100 countries, you're able to bypass geo-restricted blocks and make all the video calls I want and show my family things like this. And it's not just useful for video calling. Those of you that have ever tried to log into Netflix in a different country might have noticed that the catalogs were different. With Surfshark, being able to change your virtual locations means you can access those libraries in different countries wherever you are. But it's not just about convenience. Let's talk about security. One of the things I do a lot of when traveling is connecting to unsecured public Wi-Fi networks, and this is a goldmine for hackers. Using Surfshark VPN, I can ensure all of my data is encrypted. That means malicious actors on the network can't see what I'm doing, websites can't track my IP address and tie it to my identity, and Surfshark don't keep any connection or activity logs, so they do not track or know what you're doing. So go to surfshark.com/flymanyan for 4 extra months free. There's a link in the description, and remember, Surfshark has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it. That's surfshark.com/flymanyan for 4 extra months free. Now, let's get inside this museum.
The National Museum of Qatar takes you on a journey through the country's history, culture, and future. The beginning sections covers Qatar's natural history from the formation of the land to desert landscapes and marine life. Fossils are on display here, as well as exhibits on early human settlements and the harsh environment that shaped the region. In the Life in Qatar section, the focus is on the country's people and traditions before the discovery of oil. It highlights Bedouin life, trade, and the social and cultural practices that defined Qatari identity. Finally, the modern era section showcases Qatar's rapid transformation from a small fishing and trading community into a wealthy modern nation. It covers the oil and gas boom, urban development, and Qatar's role on the global stage today.
It's definitely worth checking out. To be honest, I'm not a huge museum guy, but I thought the way they laid it out on the inside was super interesting. The design's super modern, and it's just as impressive on the inside as it is on the outside. Right, let's get to the next location, which is Flag Plaza. Flag Plaza has 119 flags from around the world, each representing an entity with a diplomatic mission based in Qatar. This is why there's also a flag for the European Union, GCC, and the United Nations. Let me know in the comments if you could spot your country's flag here. And once you've taken your pictures here, you can head down to the Corniche, which is just around the corner, a 2-minute walk. So let's head over. I'm doing it. These things are way more fun than they should be. I probably look like an idiot though. Whee! Two hands.
At the start of the Corniche Promenade is the Museum of Islamic Art. I won't be visiting today since we've already done one museum, and to save another 50 riyals since it's the broke day, but it's another iconic landmark in Doha, showcasing over 1,400 years of Islamic history and art from across the world. The Corniche runs along Doha's waterfront, connecting the historic Old Town to the modern skyline of West Bay.
I absolutely love the contrast between the old fishing boats and the modern skyline in the background. I mean, look how incredible it looks.
It's about 5 kilometers to get all the way around the Corniche, so you can grab an e-scooter like me to speed things up, although this wasn't the most budget-friendly choice, considering I'm meant to be broke today.
You've definitely got to come for a walk down the Doha Corniche and check out the Doha skyline. A bit of a controversial opinion, but I think the Doha skyline is the coolest skyline in the world, especially at nighttime when it lights up. I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. If there's a cooler skyline, I want to hear about it. I've just taken the scooter from over here all the way around the Corniche, and now I'm by West Bay. Although I'm going to save West Bay for tomorrow, the Bougie day, because I don't think I'll be able to fit it in the budget on today's broke day. So instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to head up to Katara Cultural Village. So let's find the metro, let's get on the way. just made it to Katara Cultural Village. Now the village has got loads of things here. It's got 2 mosques, it's got art galleries, museums, shopping malls, the biggest present I've ever seen in the world. There's a public beach with water sports, but the thing I've come here for, most importantly, is Tasty Street, because I'm completely dehydrated after being in the sun all day. I need some food, I need a drink. Let's go find it.
Walking through Katara Cultural Village, I came across the massive entrance to the Katara Amphitheatre. And if you're wondering why it's called Katara, it's the earliest known name for the Qatar Peninsula on ancient maps dating back to the 2nd century.
Well, I found Tasty Street, but most of the stalls are closed, so I think I'm gonna go to this one and get myself a burger and fries and water and Diet Coke. Let's go. Oh man, I just realized I've not had any water since lunch earlier today. Been out in the sun all day, I'm so dehydrated. Just realized I'm sunburned a little bit, but I've managed to order a burger and fries. It was 42 reals for a water, Diet Coke and the burger and fries. So not quite as cheap as the shawarma at lunch, but I think it's still fine. So let's go eat that. Cheers. I'm gonna finish up this burger, and afterwards I actually will head to West Bay to see if I can find a night cruise on the water so we can see the skyline lit up at night. For now though, I'm gonna finish this burger and then we gotta find a hotel to stay in, a cheap one. I love how West Bay looks at night. Check this out. Let's get down to the sea. If you're wondering how the grass stays green in Doha, this is how, every night.
The lights on Doha Tower are switched off tonight for some reason. It's usually lit up all in orange, which looks really cool. Here's a picture from a previous trip. And after a bit of negotiating with the boatmen, I talked a ride down from 100 reals to 50 reals. It still felt a bit high, so let me know in the comments if I got overcharged.
I found a night boat and I've got it all to myself. And instead of going around and coming back to West Bay, we're going to go from West Bay all the way across to Souq Waqif. And on that side, I found a hotel that we can check into for tonight. Let's go, we start moving. Thank you, brother. I'm back on the Souq Waqif side. I'm gonna cut through the souk now and go find this hotel.
You'll notice the Doha streets get most busy at nighttime. There's a huge evening culture here. It could be midnight and there'll be families out in the streets playing, eating and hanging out. This is in large part due to the intense heat during the day, so it finally gets cool enough to be comfortable when the sun is down. I mean, look just how much busier Souq Waqif is compared to earlier. Alright, hotel time. It's a good start for the broke day when all 3 of the hotel signs have broken lighting. Let's get inside and get checked in.
This is actually not that bad. I was expecting worse, especially after the hotel we had in Bahrain. I've got 2 single beds, I don't know why, but I'll take it. The room looks pretty clean, it's spacious. There's no stains on the mattress that I can see. We've got a nice view. What is it? Oh, maybe we don't. Oh, okay. No view, just into a courtyard. Side table is clean, lovely. And the bathroom. Everything looks good. Okay. This was the cheapest room I could find in all of Doha today. It was about 140 riyals, which is like 30 pounds or 38 US dollars. The ratings actually weren't that bad. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. For the cheapest room in Doha, I think this is a thumbs up. And for me now, I need to sleep because I've had an exhausting day and we've got an action-packed day tomorrow with the Bougie day coming up. So, good night. Good morning from Msheireb. This was originally Qatar's oldest commercial district, but now it's undergone massive regeneration and it's the world's first sustainable downtown. Let me tell you more.
Msheireb was designed with walkability in mind. The streets are oriented to capture cool breezes from the Gulf, and the majority of walkways are shaded from the hot sun. And if you don't feel like walking, there's a free electric tram that loops around the district, so you can hop on and off anytime. Buildings are covered in solar panels, angled to shade each other, and use thicker walls and heat-isolating glass to reduce energy consumption from cooling. You can find luxury hotels here as well, useful for tourists or anyone visiting one of the many multinational office spaces. Of course, you can find mosques here, and it wouldn't be Doha without a shopping mall.
It's worth checking out just to walk around and see how a new modern city is built. It's built in such a way that it's kept ventilated and cool even throughout the hotter months, but this district is a bit more on the higher end, so you'll probably end up spending a lot. So since we're still on the broke day, let's head to one more location I want to show you before we switch over. And the last area I want to show you before we switch over to the Bougie day is the Pearl. This is Qatar's answer to Dubai's Palm Jumeirah, I guess you could say, with a marina sprinkled in. It's a set of artificial islands with hotels, there's residences all around the outside, and then on the inside of the ring, these are all restaurants going all the way around.
Like the Souq from yesterday, this place comes alive in the evening. I think most sensible people are hiding from the midday sun right now. With the high-end apartments, shopping and dining options here, this is the spot for luxury living in Doha.
The Pearl is split into a few different areas. I just came from Porto Arabia, but right now I just want to show you the most interesting and unexpected one. It's Canat Cartier, made to look like Venice. Let's go in a bit more.
No, we're not in Italy, but you'd be forgiven for thinking so with these pastel-colored buildings, winding canals, and the Venetian-style footbridges. This is another residential district with waterfront cafes and restaurants lining the canals. You can even take a gondola ride around the waters.
All right, so that's a bit of Europe in the Middle East. This is a good spot to come. There's loads of restaurants and it's amazing for taking pictures. But right now, it's about to hit 12, so it's time to switch to the Bougie day. And what better way to start than by doing some water sports? Let's get in a taxi and let's do it.
I just made it to the Wall of Astoria in Lusail. I'm not actually staying here tonight, that's a surprise for later, but I've come here to do water sports. I've done it here before, the team here are great and I had so much fun, so let's go do some wakeboarding. Let's go. A 15-minute session here is 250 riyals and there's plenty of other water sports on offer too. I haven't done wakeboarding in 2 years at this point though, so the goal is to get up on my first try. After a pretty good streak, I had my first fall of the day.
That was perfect, that sounds great.
Let's get back up. But it wasn't long until I was back in the water. Alright, first attempt to get back up. Maybe not. Second attempt? Let's see, third time lucky? There we go, finally. All right, time's up. Let's get back to the shore. Whew. All right, that's the wakeboarding done. That was so much fun. I needed that. Actually, it's quite funny. The instructor I had was the same one I had when I came here to do it 2 years ago. So we just had a little catch up. But now I'm starving. Let's get some food in me. Actually, at the Waldorf Astoria here, they have a SushiSamba. So I'm gonna go and get some sushi, something that costs a bit more than a few dollars. Let's go. SushiSamba has locations all over the world that offer a blend of Japanese, Brazilian, and Peruvian cuisine. I absolutely love the decor inside, but since there's a nice breeze today, I'll get a table outside. I'm going for the salt and pepper squid, followed by the special roll for this location, the Samba Doha, lobster on crispy rice. And of course, a cocktail to wash it all down. The salt and pepper squid was nice, although let's be honest, nothing beats the Qantas First Class Lounge salt and pepper squid. The lobster roll tasted great, but my sushi craving wasn't quite satisfied with this being served on crispy rice. Overall though, the chefs did an excellent job, and the vibe and music is always top notch at the SushiSambas I've been to.
Finished up in SushiSamba. The food there was great. The salt and pepper squid, the lobster roll, and the cocktail came to 265 rials. Right now, this hotel is just around the corner from Place Vendome Mall over here. I'm gonna go check it out. This is just gate 3. It's not even the main entrance. Qatar has no shortage of malls. You can find them all over the country, but I think this one is the most impressive, and I think also the biggest.
This mall is massive. It spans over 1.1 million square meters with over 500 stores inside. It doesn't matter your budget, there'll be a shop for you. With luxury brands like Hermes, Versace, Saint Laurent, Valentino, and Gucci, you can definitely spend big if you want to. You don't have to break the bank though. With options like H&M and Zara, there's really something for everyone here. And if you didn't get enough of the European influences in Qanat earlier, this mall was designed to resemble Parisian architecture. And with Paris being one of the top destinations for Qataris, this saves having to take the 7-hour flight at least. Okay, but that's enough shopping. I'm ready to check into a hotel. And even though last night wasn't that uncomfortable and the hotel was actually fine, tonight I'm checking into something a lot nicer. That's right. Katara Towers is designed to resemble the national emblem of Qatar with its 2 cross scimitars. Each tower is actually a separate hotel. Raffles is on the left. It's often called a 6-star hotel, whatever that means, but it's definitely ultra luxurious, there's no doubt about that. And on the right side is Fairmont, another 5-star luxury hotel. Just luxurious though, not ultra luxurious. I'll be staying here tonight. First impressions are strong. I mean, wow, just look at this crazy chandelier hanging in the atrium. Oh, it's not often you see a sofa in an elevator. I think last time I saw one was the Virgin Atlantic Lounge in London. Anyway, let me relax for 10 seconds. Oh, we're here. Nice. Whoa, look at the view. Right on the sea. Wow. This looks very nice. Big bed in the back. These floor to ceiling windows going the whole way. Got a huge dressing room here. And the bathroom, amazing. Bathtub with this view. Wow, what's in here? Toilet. Shower, also looks great. Whoa! Oh! Nice, this is VIP.
I'm just getting comfortable and settled in, and I'm playing some music on the TV. And this is one of the first hotels I've been to where the music's not coming out of the crappy tinny TV speakers. They've got a full speaker system in here. I'm not sure where they're hiding them, maybe up here or behind the TV, but there's a subwoofer, everything. Like the sound quality is really high, so top marks from me. I know this might seem like a small thing, but I love listening to music, and having this set up, especially when you're paying so much for a room, top marks, top marks. This is amazing. Views of the sea, views of the Pearl behind. Right now, I'm gonna head up to the rooftop to see if I can get a better view from up there. And then afterwards, I'm gonna head to West Bay to go to a rooftop place to get a cocktail and then dinner afterwards. But I will be going to bed early tonight because I've got to wake up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning for one last thrill-seeking activity. All right, let's get on with it. The views from the top of the atrium are equally as impressive. Right, well, I tried to get on the rooftop. There's a bar up there with views, but the security wouldn't let me in for some reason. He was being a bit weird, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to go straight to my booking at Tropicana 360 in West Bay, which has 360-degree views all around. So let's go check it out and get a couple cocktails. All right. Alright, so I'm not getting any luck with the rooftops today. This rooftop wouldn't let me in because I didn't bring my passport with me. So they said I could take a picture of the view and that's it. So I'm going to find somewhere else to go now. Oh well, we move. Plan B. Thank you, ma'am. So let's go grab my passport. Came back to the hotel, got the passport, but I don't have the energy to go all the way back to West Bay. So instead I tried to get back into Provok, which is the rooftop bar here at Fairmont. I got in, so I'm sitting outside, gonna grab some cocktails, grab some food, and we'll wrap up the night. Let's enjoy the view for now. First things first, a drink from the bar. Cheers. That's a honey tequila cocktail, which I had with some sushi-style Japanese wagyu with black vinegar, tare, red onion, and truffle oil. And honestly, the wagyu was incredible. That was a genuine first take reaction. Wow. Another cocktail, this time a gin and pink grapefruit combo that the waiter recommended. I don't like gin, but it was fairly weak and tasted fine. I got another plate, this time black Angus beef with bulgogi sauce, gochujang, and onion jam. And finally, duck breast with wasabi aioli, spring onions, and strawberry, would you believe it? But surprisingly, it works quite well. 255 rials for an excellent meal with excellent views. But before I head to bed, remember the atrium at check-in. I've seen so many pictures of the Raffles lobby next door, I just had to pop over to check it out quickly, and wow. Right, bedtime. Ooh, what a day. We started up. Ooh, they've done Turndown service. Like, we got the slippers out, bottle of water by the bed. Oh, what's this? Good night. May the sweetest dreams guide you through this night, and your morning be the happiest of all. Oh, how nice. Anyway, oh, and the blinds have been put down. Now, I'm going to get myself to bed, because tomorrow morning I'm waking up at 5:30 a.m. because we're going to go on the Paratrike, which is a 3-wheel machine with an engine on the back and a parachute on top, and we're going to fly through the desert. So, good night, and I'll see you for that. Ugh. Good morning. Let's hit the road and go do some paratriking. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. this morning to get a taxi to go all the way down to Sea Line to go on the paratrike with the motor and the little parachute. And the guy texted me and said it's very foggy, it's bad conditions, so it might not be possible. But all the way in Doha, the sun was out, it was shining, or it was just rising. I thought, it'll be fine. And now we're getting close to the destination. Look at this. You can barely see 10 meters in front. So this paratrike experience is looking a bit iffy right now. Let's see how it goes.
I mean, look at this fog. We could barely see the road markings in front of us, and the signs would appear just as we passed them. The trucks weren't even bothering and were waiting it out on the hard shoulder.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Oh.
Okay, so I guess no paratrike in the sky today. Look at this fog. I've never seen anything like this. But I've been dropped off instead at this place, which might have some ATV for me to do. So let's see if I can ride around on the sand dunes for a bit, if they let me. I don't know if it's a problem with the fog, but let's go explore. All right. Okay, well, I found a spot with loads of ATVs, but no one's around. So let's see what I can figure out.
I found a spot with some signs of life and paid 150 rials for a 30-minute tour. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully I don't fall too far back from my guide, otherwise I'll lose him in the fog. This early in the morning, it was just us two in this vast expanse of sand dunes. I don't know what this spot usually looks like, but all the fog made me feel like I was on a different planet. The terrain was varied, with some hilly sections, some flatter areas, and some parts had really steep inclines, which were fun to ride. We stopped for a bit and could see some of the desert camps where locals come for the winter camping season.
That was so much fun. Like, it's so cool being out in the dunes, especially earlier on in the session when it was still super foggy and hazy. You're just riding over the dunes into like the unknown. The sun's finally come out now, so I probably could have done my paratrike, but we move back to Doha and back to my comfortable bed. Let's go.
Also, the hour-long taxi ride there and back cost me 190 rials.
Alright, I'm back at the hotel, and tell me this isn't one of the coolest looking buildings. Right now, I'm gonna go up, get showered, get changed, ready for the day. It's coming close to the end of the 48 hours, so I'm gonna grab some breakfast, I'm gonna try my hand back at West Bay again, and then it's off to the airport. The weather's taking a turn. It started raining a bit. I can't believe it. I go to Bahrain last week. It rains on my last day. Now I'm in Qatar, back in the desert. It started raining again. Maybe it's a sign for me to leave. So I'm off to the airport. Maybe we'll check out the lounge really quickly. But let me know, what did you think of these two episodes? What did you think of Qatar? What was your favorite thing in the challenge? And let me know if I missed something. If there's something to do better on the broke day or on the bougie day, let me know in the comments. But right now, let's get moving.
I stopped off quickly to grab some dates as a gift before heading to Twisted Olive for my final breakfast of the trip. It's located at the base of Doha Tower and is probably the best breakfast in town in my opinion. First up, a passion fruit mocktail. They really know how to make good mocktails here in Qatar. Then for breakfast, I had the steak and eggs Benedict. I'll admit, there's probably better choices if I was going for the visuals, but this tasted amazing. The poached eggs were perfectly runny, and the combination of the braised taco beef with the caramelized onions and sriracha hollandaise on the hash browns was delicious. Everything came to 105 rials. Unfortunately for my little friend here, I finished it all, and it was time to head to the airport.
Okay.
So how much did this all cost? The broke day, including the hotel, came to a total of 337 rials. That's 71 British pounds or 92 US dollars. And for everything in the Bougie day, I managed to rack up a bill of 2,583 rials, around 547 pounds or $709. Not bad for 24 hours. Now, let's get back to Hamad International Airport. And that's it, broken Bougie, 48 hours, Doha, complete. But there's one more thing I need to do before we wrap up.
That's better. So don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and go to surfshark.com/flymanyan for 4 extra months free. All right, till next time.